You can't outgive God. Hey, this is Karl from Kidology.org, and I want to show you my favorite object lesson / magic trick on the topic of giving. And you can use this anytime you are talking about tithing or giving or generosity or the theme of how you just can't outgive God. So it's a story about a little boy named Billy, and he goes to the store one day and he sees this really awesome remote control car, and he really wants to buy it, but it costs $6. So he saves his money, he does lemonade stands, he does chores around the house and his neighbors until finally he has saved up for himself $6 whole and says, I'm ready to go buy this exciting thing. So he's walking down the street and he's all excited, but then he sees a homeless man, and this man looks dirty, he doesn't smell good, his clothes are tattered, it's obvious he hasn't had a shower in a long time, and the man looks up at him and he's a little nervous because he doesn't want to make Billy uncomfortable, but he says, little boy, is there any chance you would have just a couple of dollars so I could get some food? And Billy's really excited about his remote control car, and he's like, I've got $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, but he realizes, a toy is not as important as helping someone. And so he says, you know what, sir, I'll give you $1. I'll give you $2. In fact, I'll give you $3. Well, he's a little sad because he enjoyed the generosity, but now he won't be able to get his car. But he continues down the road and he decides to count his money. And he says, let's see, I've got $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6. He's like, how is this possible? And so he gets all excited and he's going back on his way and he's ready to just go buy that car when he sees a lady walking down the street and she's shivering and she's cold, and he realizes he's got a big jacket on and a scarf and a warm hat, and this lady looks so cold, and they're standing at the corner, looking, waiting for the light to change, and she says hi to him, and he says, ma'am, don't you have anything warm? And she says, no, I don't. I lost my job and I don't have any money right now, and boy, what I would give just to have a blanket. And he says, well, how much does a blanket cost? She says, well, I could probably get one for $3 at the thrift store. And Billy looks down at his $6 and he realizes that, a blanket's more important than a car. And he says, I'll tell you what, I've been saving up. I'd be happy to give you the $3 for your blanket. She's so thankful. She gives him a big hug. He's a little awkward. And she goes skipping on her way. And he's like, well, I did a good thing, but now I don't have my $6. But, well, how much do I have left? And so he counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He still had $6. He was so excited. So he continues down the road, and as he's walking down the road, he sees a guy whose car is broken down and the tire's off, and the man's just sitting there and like he's not working on it. And so he kind of stops and says, is everything okay with your car? And he says, oh, I got a flat tire, and I didn't have any credit card with me today. I just have cash, and can you believe I'm $3 short of getting this car repaired, what the repair place wants, and I just don't have the money, and it's a bummer because I'm going to be late to my son's birthday party. And Billy looks at his can and goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he realizes, the car is cool, but it's more important to help someone in need. So he says, tell you what, sir, I'll give you the $3 that you need. And he says, oh, thank you. And he gets on his phone, he starts calling the repair place, and Billy walks again on his way, and he counts, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He still has $6. He's so excited. So he continues down the road, and then he comes upon this little boy who's crying. He's a teeny little kid, and he's there with his mom, and he's crying, and she's kind of scolding him for something, and he's listening as they're waiting at the red light, and he figures out this little boy had saved up $3 to buy some candy, and they're on the way to the candy store, and he was playing with it, and the wind blew the money away, and his mom's saying, I don't have any cash. We'll just have to come back another day. And he knows how exciting it is to save up and be going to get something. That's what he's been trying to do. And so he sees this little boy and his heart's filled with compassion. He says, I'll tell you what, I'll give you the money. So he counts his money, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $3 is half of it, but he goes ahead and he gives the little boy $3. The little boy's so excited. The mom says, thank you, you're such a sweet boy. And they continue on their way, and he decides to count his money again. And he goes, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He keeps giving away his money, and he keeps still having the $3. He's so excited. He can see the store he's headed for up ahead, and he gets there. But outside, there is a table set up. And the table is set up with some people that are fundraising, and they've got a picture of their church building, and it's a beautiful church, but there's another picture of the same church that's burned down in a fire, and they're raising money. And the man at the table says, hey, is there any chance you could donate some money for our fundraiser? You know, even every little amount adds up, and we have a donor who will match anything that's given over $3. And that means that they'll double it. And he's like, wow. And he's like, well, I've been kind of saving up for something, but you know, he's learned by now that he can't outgive God. So he says, I'd be happy to give you $3. So he gives him the $3. And he goes into the store and figures I'll just be looking around. But then he counts and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he buys that car that he's been so excited about and can't believe he was able to do it. And he learned a very important lesson that day, that you can't outgive God. If you're generous, God will be generous to you. The Bible says in the book of Proverbs that one man holds tightly and comes to ruin. Another gives and lives generously, and he prospers. Now, if you give your money away, it's not magically going to reappear. But it is the principle that if we live generously, we'll never lack for the things that we want. The Bible says that God knows the desires of your heart. And if you're living for him, he is going to provide those desires. All right, now I'm going to show you how the trick is done, but I've got to reset it, and so I'll be right back.